마이크 타이슨의 인터뷰 모음집 1편입니다.
One quick question, Cus. He's just 17. How good is he going to become?
I think he's going to be heavyweight champion of the world one day.
What, Mike Tyson is certainly a good one. That was, you got to say, that was an awesome performance. And I think the thing about it that maybe was most impressive was you were so patient when you got him in trouble and you made every punch count.
Well, that's what basically me and my manager, Cus D'Amato, was training on from the beginning. You don't have to throw a lot of punches, but every punch you throw, make sure it hurt him, hit him in the right spot where he's vulnerable at. And that's what I was trying to place the punch. With every punch hit him, he'll be hurt at all times.
All right, let's take a look, Mike, at the first knockdown when you hit him with that left hook. And, boy, this was a beautiful move.
Boom, perfect timing. Usually I hit somebody like that, it was a little bit off balance because I try to graze his chin. When you graze the chin, it's like a home run. You hit a home run, you don't even feel it. And that's the point that usually put him out permanently.
Well, now, you did that, a great dipsy-doodle move. You ducked under his jab and then came up with that left hook, and it was outstanding. And I know that's one of many, many things you've been working on. And even in this fight, in the short time, we could see your punches were so short and compact, they look great.
Well, as you know, I'm 19. And I'm just improving. That's not all I'm doing. There's a lot of other things that I could do very well. And as time comes and I'm learning in the learning stage as I am now, things are going more and more as I like it to be.
It's difficult, isn't it? At 19, you have progressed well, certainly, and you have all this power. It's tough to know who you should be fighting right now. You're fighting journeyman heavyweights as you come up, which is appropriate, but there must be the temptation, I would think, to think, I can fight a better guy quicker than maybe you ought to.
I'm good enough to fight some top fighters right now. But until my manager, Jimmy Jacobs and Bill Caton and Cus D'Amato decide I should fight one of them, then I'd be happy to go along and fight anybody. But at the moment, I have to go. I'm not a fighter that's out. I'm not a freelance agent to say, well, I want to fight him. I got to go by the rules. Right. And you know how the business is. You got a boss, too.
Okay, that's true. We all have bosses. Well, right now, you're the boss.
23-pound weight advantage, and he put it all. Steve Farhood with the winner, Mike Tyson, manager Jimmy Jacobs. Mike, the first knockdown, left hook to the body, you saw an opening?
No, I was practicing mostly on the punching to the body. In this fight, I was very relaxed and very calm, and I plan on staying that way for all my fights in the present. And as you say, when I caught him with the left hook, I heard him grunt, and I thought come back real fast, and that was the game plan.
The right hand after that, you didn't wait for an invitation, went right at him?
Not at all. It's my style. You make your own opening. You time things. Everything was set up. When he went down the first time, I knew what was going to hit him, and that's how he planned. To be a pro fighter, I'm the master of the pinpoint. My shots are so accurate and so precise. Not to be egotistic, but when they land, they're so precise. I just can't help it who you are. You have to go down because there's a law when Mike Tyson hits you.
Any heavyweight was going to go down from that right hand the way you hit him.
I believe so also, and I'd like to thank my manager right here, Jim Jacobs, for giving me the opportunity to fight with Jeff Levine.
Okay, let's bring Jim in here. Jim.
Hi, Steve.
Is he going to knock out everybody?
Well, we have a marvelous problem, Steve, as I told you before the fight. The marvelous problem is that it's very difficult with a kid who throws hydrogen bombs to get him experience. I mean, everyone states, well, why don't you get him fights where he'll go 7, 8, 10 rounds? The problem, which appears to be insurmountable, is that he is one of the most devastating punchers that I've seen in the last 10 years. And that's a problem. Nobody can take his punches. So until we can get someone who can go 5, 6, 7 rounds, it's going to continue to be a problem, a lovely problem.
He proved the devastation tonight. It must be very hard also to get sparring partners.
It's extremely difficult to get sparring partners, but even more difficult now. Mike has only had 8 fights, but the word is out, and that is that every punch he throws is a knockout punch. I mean, the punches you saw tonight could knock out any heavyweight in the world. And it's a problem. He's a young 19-year-old boy with amazing talent, amazing punching ability, and we're going to have to struggle through.
Any timetable we can talk about at this point?
He's going to be moved up to 8-round fights, if you want to call them 8-round fights, at the end of this month. But it really doesn't matter whether you schedule a fight for 8 rounds or 20 rounds. You saw the type of punches that he throws, and it's a question of who can survive that type of punching. I don't know of any heavyweight who can take those kind of punches.
Jimmy, thank you. Mike, congratulations, the first round knock.
Somehow, I just kind of doubt it. There's only so much punishment anybody can take. That.
I was a little leery. I knew I was in there with a good fighter that went the distance with some good fighters, and I was planning on just putting the pressure on him from the beginning to the end. I planned on him coming out with a jab because I watched him in the DeWitt fight, and he was countering with the right hand good. And coming in the first round, I got grazed with a right hand, and from then on, I know to slip my head and just keep coming forward.
As for Benjamin, well, he was thoroughly impressed.
He have a sledgehammer, man. You know, when I go down there, I feel it. He really hit hard. It's the hardest I ever been hit.
It is the hardest here.
The hardest of my whole career, man.
Regularly, I'm staying in shape, and I feel by the end of this month, and by the end of the year, by the end of the year, by the time I'm going to be, 17-0, and still perhaps with the 17 knockouts. But I'm not saying by any chance that I'm knocking every man in the world out, because anybody that knows the history of the heavyweight knockouts or any knockout king, they have the tendency to run into somebody that could take their best punch and then get discouraged. But I'm a good fighter. I'm experienced. I'm getting seasoned after every fight, and I don't plan on any of that happening.
Your career is moving forward. How do you feel being, cited as perhaps a future heavyweight champion?
Well, I never think about it. I just know what I have in the back of my head. I have a goal that me, Cus, Jim Jacobs, and my trainer Kevin Rooney all planned, and God forbid, if anything happened to Cus, we're all professionals, and we're going to continue. And the outcome is going to be the same.
Mike Tyson, nice to have you in Houston, Texas. You made quite an impression.
Well, thank you very much. The town is beautiful itself, and I'm glad to be welcomed here.
Well, you lost a dear friend in Cus D'Amato not too long ago, and a lot of people thought you might not come down here and fight. You were quoted as saying Cus would have wanted it that way.
Well, most definitely. Even though he didn't, Cus D'Amato, being around him since the age of 13, I'm more like business orientated, and I know not to let anything get involved with business. Things happen. We all have disappointments, but we can't let these things stop our lives. We have to go on.
Nothing's going to stop your life, young man. Let's look at the two knockouts now.
Surely.
You caught Richardson early. The first punch you threw. Go ahead and describe it.
Well, as you can see, he was poking his jab out, and I was going low, throwing my jab to his body, keeping his mind preoccupied with my jab to his body, and then unpredictable, right hand coming up top, and they caught him.
I said to Mickey Herskowitz that this knockout punch looked to me like a Joe Frazier left. What would you say to that?
Well, I wouldn't say that at all, because everything I threw, it was timed. I knew where it was going ahead of time. He was awkward. He was more on the defensive. That's like some of the punches were missing. But as you see right here, that one punch, I saw his hand come down, and I threw the punch as his hand was up there, because I knew it was coming down. And then that's when the punch timely caught him on the chin, and he didn't know where he was at all. Hopefully, and I'm glad he's okay.
Okay, well, Mickey, you've got a question?
Mike, your fights have been so quick to this point. Seems hardly worth the trip down, but are you getting to a point where you need longer fights, where you need somebody to carry you, to extend you a bit?
Well, Mick, it's hard to explain this, because I'm in the gym and I'm boxing 10 rounds all the time in the gym. And I'm boxing with good fighters, contenders. And if I could box with contenders and hold my own, I'm most definitely sure I could come in here and box 10 rounds with any man.
Sounds like you're getting your best work in the gym then.
Most likely, yes.
Who would you like to fight right now?
Anybody my manager signs the contract with. My manager says fight him, I'm in the ring with him.
And a final question about Cus D'Amato. We knew him. He was, of course, one of the great legendary figures of boxing, one of the colorful characters, and one of the great trainers of sport. What did he teach you, and what is it that you will miss the most that you learned from Cus D'Amato that you got from Cus?
Well, can I tell you, I miss Cus dearly. When Cus left, he had a great influence not only on me, but so many people in the boxing business, a great deal of people in the boxing business. And mostly, the great thing about Cus, every man must believe in himself. You must have the confidence, and you must, no matter what the situation is, you must face the problem. Don't care who it is.
In all of 3 minutes and 30 seconds to dispose of the second-ranked Canadian heavyweight, Conroy Nelson. Now, the only reason Conroy didn't get himself a one-way ticket to Palookasville in the first round is that he spent most of his time covering up, while Tyson delivered one wicked body shot after another. I mean, you could hear those punches clear out to the parking lot. I couldn't figure out whether Nelson was there to fight or to give a lesson in survival tactics. Anyway, Tyson finally got to him in the second, setting him up with a sweet overhand right, then taking him out with a vicious left hand. Referee counted him out at 30 seconds of the round.
Very good fighter, experienced fighter, within good fighters. But a friend of mine from Canada called Davey Hilton was telling me about him and about the clutch he tried to hold one time. But he surprised me because he wasn't trying to hold, he was fighting.
I think he was here to pick up a paycheck. The first round, all he did was cover up.
Well, maybe he was a little leery about the puncher power. But again, that's you saying it because you're not fighting. He took some good shots, but anybody else, they would have quit.
Yeah, that right left was devastating.
Thank you very much, sir.
So now Mike Tyson is 13-0, all of his victories coming by knockout, and no bout has gone past the 4th round. So you gotta wonder, when's the KO kid gonna move up in class?
If everything goes the way it's been going, I'd put Mike in the ring in about June or July against somebody in the top 10. But you must remember, once you break into the top 10, you can't go backwards. You can't beat somebody in the top 10 and go back and fight, 8-round fight.
He's breathing and nose is just pouring.
There are a lot of people who say that you are ready right now to fight anybody in the top 10. How do you feel about that?
I feel the same also. But the problem is, I only been fighting 9 months, and I'm only 19 years old. I'm fighting now. Someone fighting only 9 months and 19 years old. Now they want me to fight for the title. They want me to fight a contender. That's absurd in boxing business. That's just absurd.
Yeah, but you're not the usual heavyweight. You're an unusual heavyweight. So if you think you're ready to fight in the top 10, why are you against it?
Because my job is to fight, and my manager's job is to manage. If my manager went in the ring and fight Sammy Scaff, he wouldn't look so well and wouldn't do so well. And I feel the same doing his job.
Okay. Your manager said I have a world title fight for you. There are 3 champions, Michael Spinks, Tony Tubbs, and Pinklin Thomas. Of the 3, which would you rather fight?
I fight anyone my manager chooses for me to fight, because if he feels confident I could beat him, I feel confident I could beat him also.
Mike, you seem to have a good time. Do you enjoy boxing? Do you think about it all the time?
You have to love it to be the best at it. You have to love the sport. Anyone that's just in there to go for the money, it's good to be successful and have financial status. But if you only go in there for the money, you can only reach a certain status. And I'm in there for greatness and peace of mind. And I'm sure I love the sport. If I went in there just for the financial background, I wouldn't do as well as I'm doing now.
Let's go back a few years, maybe about 5 years, to the age of 14. You had a few problems as a kid, and you found a man by the name of Cus D'Amato, and you found a sport called boxing. The combination of the two, what has it done for you?
Oh, achieved my character, personality, 400, 500% as a human being, besides the boxing aspect. Right now, I could quit boxing now and practically go into any kind of business, and I'll be successful just as well as I was in boxing.
And boxing did all that for you, and Cus D'Amato, huh?
Yes, sir.
What's at the end of the rainbow besides the world heavyweight title? Have you got something else in mind?
Well, I take only one step at a time. You're asking the wrong person. My only concern is boxing now. And as for at the end of the rainbow, I have to see what my occupation consists of.
I see.
Longevity.
Give me just a little idea. What is a day in the life of Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson is just a hard-working fighter that lives a boring life as an individual. Everyone says, I wish I was in your shoe, I wish I was in your shoe. The hundreds of people that wish they were in my shoe don't know the tenth of it. If they were in my shoe, they would cry like babies. They couldn't handle it.
That's true in almost every profession, Mike. Good luck to you. Thanks very much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Keep going. Good to